Recovery is stupendous.
Achievable.
Hope.
Freedom.
Empowering.
It's unique to everyone.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Getting a new lease on life.
It's finding restoration after you fall down.
Recovery is having the freedom to enjoy life.
For me, it was finding a way to really love myself.
My recovery is possible in part because of my own sense of purpose.
Welcome to Montana's Peer Network Recovery Talks podcast. I'm Jim Haney.
And I'm Andi Daniel.
Thanks again for tuning in to another exciting podcast. This month is, of course, Recovery Month. And we have a lot going on here, don't we, Andi?
Oh, yeah. We've decided to have one event every day since we're not able to do our recovery conference live. So every day in the month of September, there's at least one MPN event going on.
Yeah, COVID, we're all adjusting and things are a little bit different this year in case you haven't noticed. So unfortunately, we just couldn't do the recovery conference, which I don't know about you, but I'm disappointed in. I always really look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It's such a different connection to people. Be able to see everybody and really just kind of hang out and chat.
Right. And see so many people in recovery come together. That's one of the things that I really like about it.
Yeah.
So as Andi said, we're doing something a little different, 30 events in 30 days. And, you know, we're almost like halfway through the month. And so we're hoping you know about this already. But we thought we would throw a podcast in here and kind of highlight the rest of the events for the month. Maybe even talk about the exciting raffle at the end of the month, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't know, we have this webpage, Recovery Month 2020. If you haven't gone to mtpeernetwork.org, then it's /RM 2020, Recovery Month 2020. It's right at the top of the page, and if you click on that, you will see the calendar for all of the events that are remaining. So you won't see the stuff that's already happened. So, you know, today's the 13th, and so we're gonna kind of talk about all the exciting things going on throughout the rest of this month.
Yeah, because we've got some new stuff that we've put together just to premiere this month.
We absolutely do. We've been kind of holding some things, waiting for Recovery Month that, you know, we would have released at the Recovery Conference. So we thought, well, we'll just put it on the 30 and 30 days. So starting off tomorrow, and this is actually part of a series, this particular training. So, and it's the peer coaching series. And the very first one, which is going to be tomorrow from 3 to 4:30, is what is peer coaching. And this is new, and this series has a couple of different parts to it. So what is peer coaching? Healthy Boundaries is on the 15th. Debriefing is on the 16th. So it's the 14th, 15th, 16th. And that series this is not about certified peer support specialists. This is really about, you know, what is peer coaching? What does that really mean? Like to be a peer to somebody else and to be there for them and be able to support them through something really difficult. And we see this, this isn't just in mental health. This happens in all kinds of vocations, all kinds of areas in life. And so again, this is not about certified peer support specialists. This is for the people who maybe would like to do some peer coaching, want to learn more about it. And we're just this is where we're kind of jumping into this series. We had a lot of requests from the military community, veterans, where they do a lot of peer coaching. We had a lot of requests for training. And so that's really how this came about. But, you know, in our research for peer support specialists, you know, I came across information at law enforcement and in hospitals, nurses, I mean, all kinds of fields. So we're going to talk about a lot of different areas and just what does it actually mean to be a peer coach, how to be an effective peer coach, how do you do healthy boundaries, because this can be difficult work. And then also the importance of things like debriefing, meaning after you're helping to support someone through something difficult, we often can take on some of those emotions, and it can be emotionally challenging. So we want to make sure that we have a way to, talk to somebody and process what has happened. So that's the peer coaching series again, 14th, 15th, 16th.
So the 16th actually is a pretty busy day for us.
It is.
Because it's the third Wednesday of the month, right? So we have our usual Realizing Recovery webinar and our member call that day. So the Realizing Recovery webinar, we're going to talk about the 3 pathways of recovery. And what we're focusing on there is abstinence, harm reduction or moderation, and medication-assisted treatment as the 3 different pathways of recovery.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so that's our normal one at noon on the 16th. And then the member call is in the evening. That's always at 6:30 on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And this is just a chance for all of our members, free, paid, whatever, to get on together and just connect with each other and find out what's happening in your community or what are some challenges that you might be facing. And I mean, it's a lot of peer support, sort of in a free form way. There's no prescribed training or anything like that.
Yeah, free form discussion. That's what I always tell people at the beginning. We had a really good call last month, August. We had a really good discussion. I totally encourage people to get on. If you're a member, get on the member call.
Yeah, and then we have another Facebook Live. Of course, we do those every other Thursday at 10:30. So we will have another one of those on the 17th. And that topic, I believe, is the mentoring program. So you'll get to learn about our peer support specialist mentoring program. Bill is in charge of that, and he's putting together some really great stuff. There's a mentoring call for anybody, any paid member who wants to be a part of that once a month. And then he also meets one-on-one with people. I think he's got 5 or 6 right now that he's meeting with. And it's a great opportunity for people who are new to peer support to learn from each other. Bill's got years of experience behind him to help with that. So check that one out.
For sure. All right. So then on the 19th, we are doing another Realizing Recovery webinar. And in this one, we're going to be talking about recovery programs. And when we say recovery programs, we're not talking about your kind of general run-of-the-mill programs. We're talking about ones that you probably have never heard of. I remember when we ran this one earlier this year, was it?
Yeah.
And it was really good because it's a chance to kind of talk about programs that maybe people aren't familiar with and help people, get some education about other options, other things that might be out there for them.
Yeah, I think sometimes we sort of get stuck in the things that we know really well, and there might be something new out there that can work a little bit better or in addition to what you're already doing for your recovery. For sure. We've posted a couple of podcasts already this month. We had Women in Recovery last Saturday, and then we have 4 more podcasts scheduled. The 20th, 21st, 27th, and 28th. The one on the 28th is Men in Recovery. So I've got some guests for men who are members who kind of talked about their perspectives on recovery. And then the other podcasts, just kind of general topics. You'll be able to find out what those topics are when you go to our SoundCloud page, or you can also find them on iTunes and Spotify. So those links are on our website too.
And part of that podcast series is we're going through the 10 guiding principles of recovery. And if you've been following our podcast throughout this year, we've been doing those I think each month or about every 3 weeks or something, some sort of rotation like that. That's Ashley and Bill and myself. And I think we're just about down to the last couple.
Yes, I've posted 7 so far.
Yeah. Okay, so then on the 22nd, we have, again, a debut for peer leadership training. This is part 1 on the 22nd, and part 2 is on the 23rd. Those are 6 to 8 p.m., so those are evening ones. And this is part of our PAL series, so Peer Advocacy and Leadership Project. This is the one training we've been waiting for September for Recovery Month to launch. And this covers specific leadership skills that you can use in many facets of your life. Of course, we want you to use it to advocate, to help improve the system. We also want you to be able to use it to become a better peer leader. But really excited about this one. It's been a long time coming, long time in the making for this particular one. And so that's split up into 2 parts. Again, the 22nd, 23rd, 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, and then we also have our speed skills webinar, which we do twice a month anyway. And this is a quick half-hour short training kind of thing to help you build some skills or remind you of some skills if you are a peer support specialist. So these ones are available to our paid members, and there's a different topic every month. This month is learning some problem-solving skills and interpersonal effectiveness, how to communicate effectively. That one is on the 23rd at noon.
Yeah, and so if you're a certified behavioral health peer support specialist, you have to be a paid member to participate in those. So that's our speed skills. That's one of the benefits that you get. And a membership is only $55 a year, and it allows you to get more CEUs. So as a certified peer supporter, you need to get your CEUs, your 20 CEUs. For the $55, we have those rotating topics, and they run twice a month at different times, so you can get in there. I would suggest that's a great way to get your CEUs for the year, because they do add up.
Yeah, if you do our regular Realizing Recovery webinar and our Speed Skills webinar every month, that gives you 1 CEU every month just with those things. And then, of course, we offer lots of other things that can help you get your CEUs.
Right. Exactly.
And those are all listed on the calendar. You can see which trainings will get you CEUs and which won't.
Right. Okay, so we have all kinds of topics for the Realizing Recovery webinars. If you're a member and you're familiar with these typically run once a month, but this month we're running them repetitively, just changing up the topic. So cool stuff this last week: self-care, balancing recovery, celebrating recovery. And then as we get to the end of the month on the 29th, spirituality and recovery. I think Bill's doing that one, isn't he?
Yeah, Bill's doing that one.
Yeah. I'm excited for him for that one. And then, of course, the very last one on the 30th, Trauma-Informed Peer Support, MPN. We've been trained by the National Trauma-Informed Center in Washington, D.C. We offer a full day's training. This obviously is not going to be one. It's a webinar. It's not going to run all day. It's 1 hour. So it's just a little snippet. It's like a little teaser into it. And we're hoping that we'll be able to offer that up again, the full training. But this is kind of like, what's it about? So it's Trauma-Informed Peer Support. That's running on the 30th. Excited about that one. We haven't run that one since, I think, December.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
COVID has really thrown us off with our normal sort of training. Normally, we would have run that like 7 or 8 times throughout the year. And so it's really thrown us off. And I think it was December. I was talking with somebody recently about it. They were there. We were talking about trauma recovery. And I think it was in December. I think we had it here in Livingston. So I'm excited to bring that one back. Again, that's on the 30th. We really encourage you to register for these, get involved. And then if you register and you attend, Andi, tell them the exciting news, what they get to be a part of with the drawing.
Yeah, so we have prizes. We usually do our recovery conference. We have raffles and all kinds of drawings. And So in order to make this work, we have assigned a code to every one of our events throughout the month. So each event has its own code. And if you go to our website, that Recovery Month page, there's a link there where it says register for prizes. So every time you attend something, you'll get the code, you go into that web page to register, and it'll ask you your name, email address, which thing you attended, what date, and then there's a place to put the code in. If you put the correct code in, then the submit button will show up. If you don't put a correct code in, it won't show up. So make sure that you're checking at the end of every one of our events for that code.
Right.
So for this one, the code is POD13AD. So P is in Peter, O, D is in dog, 13A, D is in dog.
So go to our webpage. We're going to wrap this up here really quick. Go to our webpage, enter that in, okay? Put your information in, and you're entered in to win these cool prizes, okay? And there's a picture right there on the webpage of the different stuff that we're giving away. And so you can do it. And if you attend more than one event throughout the month, you can keep entering yourself in to win more prizes.
Yep, so you could have 20 different entries if you attended 20 different things.
Yeah. And the Facebook Live events, I would encourage you definitely to attend those because they're giving away even more stuff inside the Facebook Live events.
Yep, we'll be asking some trivia questions, and the first person who gets it right gets a instant prize.
Yeah. So check it out. Recovery Month 2020. This is a special time for those of us in recovery. This is our month, and this is how we're celebrating it at MPN. So thanks for tuning in once again to Recovery Talks podcast, available on our website, SoundCloud, and iTunes.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works, recovery is possible.
Recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery works and recovery is possible.
Recovery is possible.